Welcome to Fluency English Journal. Let us take a deep breath in together and let it out slowly. Settle into this space. This is your safe haven. I want you to close your eyes for a second, if you can, and picture a very specific scenario. You are walking down the street in your neighborhood. The morning air is crisp. You have a warm cup of coffee in your hand, and you are feeling perfectly relaxed. You are finally not overthinking your English. You are just being present. But suddenly, a person walks right up to you. They have a huge, bright smile on their face. They look you right in the eye, and they say, "Hey, how's it going?" You look at them. You recognize their face. You know they're not just a stranger. They're an acquaintance. Someone you know but who is not a close friend. They start chatting warmly, maybe telling you how great it was to meet you last week at that big conference. And in that exact second, your heart completely stops. The warmth leaves your body. Your stomach drops to the floor. You smile back, you nod your head, your mouth is moving and making polite sounds, but inside your mind there is a total hurricane of panic. You are frantically searching through every filing cabinet in your brain, looking for one tiny, simple piece of information: their name. You know you should know it, but your mind is completely blank. The name is gone. It's a really common situation, but let's be completely honest with each other. It is a little bit embarrassing. Have you ever been there? For an English learner, this moment is terrifying. You're already using so much mental energy just trying to understand their words, trying to build your own sentences, and now you have this massive social pressure crashing down on you. You feel trapped. You feel like if you admit the truth, if you say you forgot, you will insult them. So you fake it. You call them "my friend" or "hey man," and you pray they don't notice the sweat on your forehead. You just want the conversation to end. I know that heavy, sinking feeling. I know how much it hurts your confidence. But today, we're going to remove that heavy weight. We're going to transform this stressful moment into a moment of grace. Today, we have a great lesson for everyone. We're going to learn real English, the everyday English that people really use to handle this exact problem gracefully. I want you to listen closely because I'm going to share a deeply personal story with you, and I'll give you 3 powerful, beautiful phrases that will be your safety net. You will never have to fake it again. Are you still with me? Let us step into the light together. I want to tell you a story that still makes my face turn red when I think about it. We often look at teachers or native speakers, and we think they're perfect. We think their brains never freeze, but that is simply not true. A few years ago, I was at a massive family reunion. I had not seen many of these relatives in a very long time. There were aunts, uncles, and cousins everywhere, laughing and sharing food. I was walking across the room when an older gentleman walked straight up to me. He hugged me warmly, patted my back, and asked me all about my life, my career, and my goals. He was so incredibly kind and genuine. I was talking to him smoothly, but inside, I was absolutely terrified. I had absolutely no idea who this man was. I knew he was an uncle, I knew he was family, but his name had completely vanished from my brain. I panicked. I just kept calling him Uncle. "Hi, Uncle." "Yes, Uncle." "Thank you, Uncle." I felt like a terrible person. I felt like a failure. Finally, I had to excuse myself, run over to my cousin, and quietly whisper, "Hey, who is that guy?" My cousin laughed and said, "That is Uncle John." I felt so much shame in that moment. I thought I had ruined a beautiful connection because of my bad memory. But later that night, Uncle John came up to me again. And you know what he said? He said, "I am so sorry, but I'm terrible with names. Can you remind me of yours again?" My jaw dropped. Here was this kind, wise man freely admitting that he forgot my name.
And guess what? I did not feel insulted at all. I felt relieved. I felt closer to him because he was honest. We often treat our mistakes in English or our social memory like a fatal flaw. But I want you to imagine that perfection is like a heavy iron armor. When you are learning a language, you put on this heavy armor because you think it will protect you from being judged. You think that if you never make a mistake, if you never forget a name, you will be safe. But that iron armor is so incredibly heavy. It weighs you down. It makes it impossible to move, to breathe, to actually connect with the person in front of you. Taking off that armor means admitting you're human. Saying, "I forgot," is not a weakness. It is a bridge. It shows the other person that you are vulnerable, and it gives them permission to be vulnerable too. When you drop the heavy armor of perfection, you create space for a real relationship to grow. It happens to everyone. It happens to me a couple of times a year. So today, we are going to learn how to put down that armor gently.
Let us take everything we just talked about and put it into practice. I want to guide you through a new visualization. Close your eyes again if you're in a safe place to do so. Imagine you have just stepped out of a cold, windy street and into a small, warm cafe. You can hear the gentle hum of the espresso machine in the background. The rich, dark smell of roasted coffee beans fills the air. You are standing in line, looking at the menu, feeling completely relaxed. Suddenly, a hand gently taps your shoulder. You turn around and see a familiar face. It is someone you met at a formal business conference last week. They smile brightly and say, "Hey, how's it going? What are you doing in this neighborhood? Do you work around here?" They start chatting enthusiastically about the conference. They're talking about foreign investments and business strategies. They're being so friendly. But here's the problem. You have a very important meeting in exactly 5 minutes. You have to leave right now. And to make matters worse, as you look at their face, you realize you have completely forgotten their name. Let us freeze time right here in this cafe. Notice what is happening in your body. Your chest feels tight, doesn't it? Your breathing gets shallow. You are worried about looking unprofessional in front of a business acquaintance. You want to run away, but you don't want to be rude. You feel that heavy iron armor of perfection squeezing you tightly. But I am right here with you. Take a deep, slow breath in. And let it out. We're going to handle this situation with absolute grace. We are not going to run away, and we are not going to fake it. We are going to use honest, beautiful English to solve this gracefully. I'm going to say a few short phrases. I want you to echo them back to me. Speak them out loud wherever you are right now. Let your voice be soft but confident. Don't worry about your accent or being perfect. Just feel the rhythm of the words. Listen to my voice and then repeat. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Let's try that again. Feel the polite urgency in the words. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Excellent. Now you want to stay in touch, so you offer to exchange information. Repeat after me. Do you have my contact details? Once more, nice and relaxed. Do you have my contact details? Perfect. Now comes the beautiful moment of vulnerability. You are going to drop the heavy armor. You smile gently and you admit the truth. Repeat this line. Your name just slipped my mind. Breathe and say it one last time. Your name just slipped my mind. Beautifully done. Do you feel the difference? By speaking the truth, you did not create an awkward or embarrassing moment. You created a genuine human connection. They will probably laugh, tell you their name, and say they forget names all the time too.
You handled it perfectly. You're safe.
You did wonderfully in that practice. Now let us take a slow, relaxing walk through the words we just used. We will look at 3 beautiful expressions from our story today. I will explain them using very simple, basic words, so your mind does not have to work too hard. Just sit back, listen, and let the meanings paint a picture in your head. First, let us look at the word acquaintance. An acquaintance is someone you know, but they are not your best friend, and they are not your family. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a very large room. Right next to you, close enough to hold your hand, are your close friends and your family. These are the people who know everything about you. Far away, outside the room, are complete strangers. You do not know their names. But an acquaintance is someone standing right in the middle space. Maybe you see them at work, or at the coffee shop, or at a big party. You know their face, you know their name, you say hello and smile when you see them. But you do not call them when you are sad, and you do not go to their house for dinner. They are just a safe, friendly face in the middle of the room. Second, we have the phrase, slipped my mind. This is a very gentle, beautiful way to say, I forgot. I want you to imagine your mind is a smooth, clean table. When you learn a new name, it is like placing a small piece of paper on that table. Usually the paper stays there, but sometimes you open a window. A soft wind blows into the room. The wind catches that little piece of paper and it slides across the smooth table. It falls off the edge and hides under the chair. You did not throw the paper away. You did not want to lose it. It just slid away by accident. That is what happens when a name slips your mind. It is not your fault. It is just a small accident of the mind. It makes forgetting sound soft, not bad. Third, let us explore the phrase, in a bit of a hurry. This means you don't have a lot of time and you need to move quickly, but it's a very polite way to say it. Imagine you are walking down the street. If you are very late, you run. You push people out of the way, you breathe hard, and you feel angry. That is rushing. But being in a bit of a hurry is different. Imagine you are walking with long, fast steps. You are looking straight ahead. You have a place to go. You still smile at people, but you cannot stop to look at the trees or watch the birds. You tell your friend, I cannot stay and talk today. I must go. Adding the words a bit of makes it sound very gentle. It tells the other person, I want to talk to you, but my clock says I must leave. It protects their feelings while you walk away. We have reached the end of our journal entry for today. Take one more deep, slow breath with me. Hold it for a second and let it go. Notice how your body feels right now. The heavy armor is gone. You do not need to be perfect to be a beautiful speaker of this language. You are allowed to forget. You are allowed to be human. Every time you speak, even when you make a mistake, you are growing, you are trying, and that takes so much courage. The cafe is safe. The street is safe. Your English is safe. Before we close our journal today, I have a small, gentle challenge for you. I want you to go down to the comments section below. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about perfect grammar. Just tell me about a time when something small slipped your mind. Maybe you forgot your keys inside the house. Maybe you went to the supermarket and forgot the milk. Or maybe, like me, you forgot the name of your own family member. Write one sentence using the phrase, slipped my mind. I read every single comment,
and I love seeing your stories. When you write it down, you leave your fear behind on the page. Thank you for sharing your morning, your afternoon, or your quiet evening with me. Remember to be kind to yourself today. Take slow steps, keep showing up, keep trying, and never forget, I am proud of your progress.